Hey everyone, it's Ethan Ormus back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video, a pretty interesting one. We're going to be talking about Major 4. Of course, it was a pretty good weekend, especially for the LA Thieves, going back-to-back for Major 4 wins. They actually now have the most wins throughout the season, and I believe they have the least amount of losses, tied with the Subliners. No, sorry, Toronto still has the least amount of losses, but nonetheless, a very fun weekend for sure, of course. The Toronto, or Major 4, sorry. I was going to say the Toronto Ultra Major, but that's just not true. But yeah, let's take a look at the bracket. Very interesting. I feel like it made a lot of sense for the most part, to be honest. I feel like it went pretty well overall. Not really any surprises, I would say. I mean, it's maybe a bit of a surprise that the Rocker plays top 6. I think the biggest surprise of the weekend is honestly seeing the Legion go out top 12, which is weird to say because it's not weird. Because that's so common for Vegas, but they looked phenomenal online, but they did not look good on LAN. They really, really struggled on LAN. Maybe that's just, the new team. They still need some more time together, but nonetheless, a really interesting weekend overall. There wasn't really anything magical that happened for a loser's run or anything. I feel like almost every tournament for over the past season and a half, there's been some sort of loser's run, going from potential top 12 and then finishing top 4, but we didn't really see anything like that this weekend. The longest losers bracket run was Atlanta, going 3 straight rounds. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was just, in general, a good weekend of COD. It was actually quite entertaining. Let's take a look at my predictions. I did pretty decent this weekend overall. Yeah, what is this? What is this? Give me my predictions, not for last year, for this year. So yeah, like I said, I did pretty solid. I just expected Vegas to do better, so that's kind of where my bracket got fucked up. But again, overall, I did pretty solid to start things off. But, it just didn't really pan out that way. So, yeah, very, very interesting nonetheless. I had the Thieves going to losers, though, from Texas, or from the winner, or going to the winners through losers, but it ended up being Optic. That made it to the final. I had the series count right in the final. I even had the 2 teams right in the final, but unfortunately, I just got them wrong. But the Thieves looked really solid this weekend. Nonetheless, every series they had looked relatively easy for them. Of course, they beat the Rocker. The Rocker get their first map on the Thieves this year, but yeah, they handled Atlanta pretty easily. They handled Optic pretty easy both times as well. So shout out to the Thieves, of course. Let's open up Twitter here and let's take a look at the COD League. Because, yeah, I mean, it was, again, a pretty interesting weekend, of course, on LAN. Weren't any fans there because it was just at the LAN studio that they've done this before. Last year, I think, for the Pro-Am it was. So, yeah, very interesting, of course, but good for them. All of these boys get another chip under their belt. And Octane had a really, really great weekend. Nade Shot and all the LA Thieves boys were very excited. I saw this video this morning on Instagram, I think, but yeah, really, really dope. A dope weekend in general, to be fair. So, of course, the Thieves first, Texas second, Atlanta third, New York fourth. And honestly, really good placements for Toronto and Minnesota, considering how bad of a qualifiers they had. Surprisingly enough, Florida made some money this event, which was interesting. It was surprising that Boston didn't, to be fair, but they had really tough matchups. And yeah, still quite a surprise about Vegas, to be honest. But overall, I feel like there wasn't anything too crazy. But yeah, shout out to the Major 4 champs, of course. And I believe Octane did win MVP. Like I said, he had a great, great weekend. And shout out to the Thieves once again, which is pretty awesome. Optic had a great, great event as well, but they just couldn't get by the Thieves. So I guess that's their struggle right now, is trying to get by the Thieves. Because, yeah, I mean, they went 3-1 over Boston, 3 over New York. They're 3-0 over New York. Lost 3-1 to the Thieves. Then they swept Atlanta. And then, unfortunately, they just fall short in the grand final as well. And honestly, the grand final wasn't even as close as it looks, I feel. I think LA just looked better for the most part. So, overall, though, a fun and interesting weekend for sure. So that was really dope. And, yeah, obviously, like I said, just a good weekend of COD. Nonetheless, I kind of had a rage in my predictions video about, or my overview from last week, I don't remember, about how random the CDL has been this year. This seemed to be kind of the least random weekend of COD, which is interesting. So I'm excited to see what continues to happen throughout, I guess the following weeks. I think we're a couple weeks away for Major 4 now, or Major 5 now, I should say. I don't remember when it starts, so let's go take a look. Major 5 starts May 5th. So yeah, we have about a 2-week break until we start off the qualifying round for the Toronto Ultra Major. So that should be fun. I'm sure that'll be pretty dope. I'd like to go to this event, especially being a Canadian. I think that would be pretty dope. Maybe that's something I'll look at. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Again, congratulations to the LA Thieves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.